Welcome to Chonk Talk, broadcasting from the Lechonkamania studios, where we're talking all Lechonk, all the time.
Lechonk, 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 Lechonk.
Welcome to our first episode of Chonk Talk, where we're going to be talking about everything and anything related to Lechonk. Today's topics are going to be: where is Lechonk? Gen 10 and a potential third evolution. Future illustrators for Lechonk cards. The potential for upcoming new Lechonk plushes. Our future wishes for new Lechonk products and cards, as well as some chonky news. So let's get right into it. Now, the first topic I want to dig into here is: where is Lechonk in the TCG? Now, for all of you Lechonk collectors out there, you might have noticed that the Scarlet and Violet era was littered with a bounty of Lechonk cards, from Scarlet and Violet base all the way up to Journey Together. But that's where it goes cold. We have not received a new Lechonk card since Journey Together, meaning no new Lechonk card of the Mega Evolutions era either. Where is Lechonk, and when will we see him again? So far, we've seen very little from Delta Rain as of the recording of this broadcast, and still no new Lechonk. Though, later on in this episode, we'll be talking further on what we would like to see in potential upcoming Lechonks in the TCG, regardless if it's in Delta Rain or sets even further in the future. And now for the next topic that I'd like to discuss. Will Winds and Waves bring a final evolution for Lechonk and Oinkologne? Now you might be wondering, how is this possible? And I will refer you to Swinub and Piloswine from Generation 2, who did not get their final evolution, Mamoswine, until Generation 4, meaning a Pokemon like Lechonk and Oinkologne, though they have not received a final evolution in the generation that they were first introduced in, they theoretically could still receive one in an upcoming generation, like, let's say, Winds and Waves with Generation 10. We could receive that theoretical third evolution that I'll just call Mamochonk, a mammoth Lechonk, or that's what we're hoping for anyway. But it would be a little trickier than just how they've done it with Swinub and Piloswine. As for when Lechonk evolves into Oinkologne, it could be a male Oinkologne or a female Oinkologne, meaning that this Mamoswine Mammoth Chonk third evolution would also have to have a female and a male version, similar to that of Nidoking and Nidoqueen, but for a Mammoth Lechonk final evolution. Now, this is all just theoretical and something that we would like to see, but I just wanted to let you know that it's not off the table that we could still see a greater evolution beyond Oinkologne. And while we're still on the topic of Winds and Waves in Generation 10, let's not forget there's still a possibility as well that we receive a regional variant of Lechonk. Now, this could be similar to that of Diglett and Alolan Diglett, where they just give Lechonk a fancy new hairstyle, or it could be something even more menacing. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see, with our fingers crossed, just hoping again for more new Lechonks. Speaking of new Lechonks, that leads us to our third topic of the day. Future Lechonk illustrators. Or in other words, when a new Lechonk card does come out, who will be the artist behind it? Now we have a long list of illustrators who we wish to see create the next Lechonk card. Uninori, Yukamori, Sawzaw, Yukiko Baba. The list just goes on and on, for there are so many amazing, talented artists working for Pokemon. It leaves just so many cards to be desired from all of them. Could you just imagine a Yukamori clay-styled Lechonk? No matter it being a common card, an illustration rare, a promo, we are excited for all of these artists to potentially draw Lechonks. Stepping away from the TCG side of things here now, I'd like to talk a little bit about plushes, specifically Lechonk, of course, but the insane number of official Lechonk plushes that we've received. As throughout all of my research, and I do a lot of chonky research, I have found 9 official Lechonk plushes that you could own. But what I haven't found yet is an official Oinkologne plush, whether it be male or female. So that tells us that the Pokemon Company clearly likes to favor Lechonk over Oinkologne. And it's understandable. But there has to be some crazy Oinkologne superfans out there who are just going underappreciated, as there's, like I said, no official Oinkologne plush. But there is an unofficial Oinkologne plush that I was able to find from this website here, and I can't say that I would highly recommend it. It does not get my chonky stamp of approval, as it's crazy expensive, and it will take what looks to be half of a year just to be able to get to you, as it is made to order and, like I said, unofficial. So I'd say you're maybe better off just waiting for that official Pokemon Oinkologne plush, whenever that may be. Next here, we're going to be talking a little bit about a few things that we would like to see from Lechonk in the future. The first of which being some more Lechonk cards. Like we discussed at the beginning of this episode, we would really love to see some new Lechonks, as it's been forever, it feels, since we've received our last one. But specifically, what we would love to see is a blister pack Cosmo foil promo. Something that is relatively easy to acquire, there would be a great quantity of, and it would be Lechonk with a Cosmo foil promo. Now I know we've already received one of those with the Oinkologne EX box, but we could always use another Lechonk with Cosmo foil in the background. But it could also be an illustration rare promo, or perhaps a Lechonk EX, as it wouldn't be the first time that they've given a basic Pokemon that can evolve a specialty card regardless, like Eevee, Pikachu, or even Sprigatito, who've all received either V's or EX cards. Even Meowth has, within the recent set Perfect Order, leading me to believe that a basic Pokemon like Lechonk could still receive an EX card, even if it is a promo in a specialty style box, it would be amazing to have. Next, we would like to see a new Lechonk plush. And I know earlier we were just talking about how there's already so many official Lechonk plushes out there, but we're not complaining, and we could always use more. Particularly here, we would like to see a new mini Lechonk plush keychain. And I know that we have received a mini Lechonk plush keychain in the past, but it was for a special Easter event, and it was cutely accented with a pink bow. What I'm talking about here would be just a plain, ordinary Lechonk, no special accessories, just a small Lechonk plush keychain. Or, in the other hand, we could have a new Lechonk plush wearing an outfit, similar to those Pikachu plushes that are always coming out with the different outfits. This could be maybe a Lechonk wearing a cowboy hat. Who knows, there are just so many different outfits that Lechonk could be wearing. He is quite fashionable after all. But we would like to see it as an official plush. Something else we would like to see is Lechonk in winds and waves. To be able to take Lechonk on new chonky adventures. To see Lechonk in new chonky environments. To issue the challenge, can you beat winds and waves with only Lechonk? The chonky possibilities are endless. Not to mention what we were talking of earlier, with a potential third evolution beyond Oinkologne, or even a new regional form. So I guess what we're saying is we just really want to see anything to do with Lechonk in Generation 10 Winds and Waves. Before we wrap everything up here, I would like to quickly share some chonky news. Though we haven't received any new information on upcoming Lechonk products or anything to do with Lechonk on the TCG side of things, we have been receiving chonky transmissions here in the Lechonkamania studios, and we have finally pinpointed where they are coming from. They're coming from a new chonky channel out there called Snout Africa TCG. Another channel that has a passion for Lechonk. So we would highly recommend, if you're a huge Lechonk fan, to head on over to Snout Africa TCG, subscribe, and stick around for all of their chonky content. We hope though that you enjoyed this episode of Chonk Talk, brought to you by the Lechonkamania Studios. And if you did, make sure to stay tuned for upcoming broadcasts just like this.